Hello everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Today's a very special day because Buddy Guy, the brilliant blues guitar player, turned 89, and he decided to celebrate that with a new blues album. Now, Buddy Guy is a man who has been working in the blues scene since the 50s. I mean, he has been working together with people like Muddy Waters, Howlin, Eric Clapton, the Rolling Stones, Junior Wells. The list goes on and on and on, and even just this album has some of the most fascinating collaborations with icons of the music world. How does a blues album from an 89-year-old guy sound like? Well, let's say not just an 89-year-old guy, an 89-year-old legend. About a week ago, I did a top 5 video with the best Buddy Guy albums you can find on my channel. But today, I'm going to be discussing Ain't Done With the Blues. Now, I've been looking forward to this. Not just is it Buddy Guy's birthday, it's also my birthday. So what an awesome way to celebrate one's birthday. I was listening to it. I listened to the record 2 times while this morning I took my morning run with my dog, and I listened to it a second time when I was at the dentist's. And I made the dentist listen to Buddy Guy for the first time. And I'll dive into the details of the track list very soon. Overall, I am very, very happily surprised. The opening here, Hooker Thing. It's referring to John Lee Hooker, and I'm not just telling that for the audience, but also for the YouTube screening of the words, because I don't want to get a different qualification because John Lee Hooker is misread. Hooker Thing, about John Lee Hooker, a 1 minute 8 second song that is obviously, I mean the title says it, but also tone-wise, an ode to John Lee Hooker. And really, this opening was just what I needed. The last blues record I listened to before I listened to this album is actually a John Lee Hooker album, and I was totally blown away. One of those beautiful, brilliant, classic records that just takes you over. And Buddy Guy getting into that flow, that down-to-earth guitar and a voice vibe really works. And the fact that he's adapting that style, because I mean this is a Chicago blues legend, that downright talkative blues or Mississippi blues or electric Mississippi blues or country blues or folk blues, it's usually not his thing. He's really the big band Chicago electric stuff kind of guy. There are exceptions. Sweet Tea is a great exception, but for him to visit that and do an ode to John Lee Hooker with this record that is an invitation and an ode to the blues, great way to open, and it really got me hooked. Then the second track, Been There Done That, I wasn't into it. Been There Done That is produced vibes, even more like a parody on blues. Well, that's not what it's supposed to be, than a genuine blues song. The lyrics are so obviously self-aware and self-reflective, almost as if to sell to a new audience, look, this is the old legend, that it doesn't have the soul of loads of other Buddy Guy songs. So, I didn't get into that second song, and it doesn't get much better on the third one. Blues Chase the Blues Away. Again, it's so self-aware. I mean, there are blues records with titles that constantly have the blues, but then the title of the word blues refers to a state of mind. This Blues Chase the Blues Away, well, the first blues obviously refers to blues as a genre, and that referring to the genre, which Buddy Guy does often, doesn't do it for me. It becomes too self-aware. I mean, blues is a way of life. You don't have to constantly refer to its name. But honestly, with those two songs out of the way, things get a lot brighter. Where You At featuring Kingfish. Wow, love Kingfish. Great collaboration. It's got some great vibe, good blues feel, and I'm completely on the track with this record again. After that song, the fifth song, you get Blues on Top. Good song. I Got Something For You. Doesn't work for me. Same as with these other two songs. Been There, Done That, and Blues Chase the Blues Away. A bit too self-aware, a bit too slick, not as genuine as I'd hoped the record to be. But after that, we go to How Blues Is That, featuring Joe Walsh. And this was earlier released as a single, or at least online. And this collaboration with Joe Walsh is just incredible. Most notable here is that these guys are having fun with the blues, Chicago blues. They are having loads of fun. And their voices, I mean, though you hear the damage of aging, I love the damage of aging, by the way, you hear the aging, but there is an energy, this lust for life of two old guitar legends who are having so much fun, which clearly states for me that blues, nor rock and roll, it's not a young man's game. It's a game for anyone who has the right vibe, energy, and something to say. We're talking about the genre for 3 chords and the truth. And as long as you have that, it's your genre. Age defines nothing. That's what these guys are telling me. And the next couple of songs are underlining that. Even Dry Stick featuring Joe Bonamassa, and I'm not a Joe Bonamassa fan, to say the least. Good collaboration. These guys are having fun. This works. Song after that, It Keeps Me Young, featuring Peter Frampton, another guitar legend. Great collaboration. These guys have so much fun with the blues. And it's not the typical down and dirty blues that I enjoy. This is a cheerful Chicago blues. Man having fun, and it's so much fun. Really, it just continues. Love on a Budget. Great tune. It just keeps getting better, this record. Jesus Loves the Sinner, featuring the Blind Boys of Alabama. Jesus Loves the Sinner, not the sin. Obvious nod to gospel, cheerful, fun, really enjoyable. What a great collaboration. Then Upside Down, which is talking about things getting way more expensive these days. And honestly, I agree on that. I understand the blues for that. Great song, doing a great job. It keeps getting better. Then on the 13th song, One from Lightning. Just as the first song is an ode to John Lee Hooker, this song is an ode to Lightnin Hopkins, with Lightnin Hopkins style. Some playing some words, some playing some words. Not all Lightnin Hopkins records are like that, but he did do some typical ones like those. Brilliant job there. Love that tribute. Another small song, and coincidentally, the record I played before The Real Folk Blues by John Lee Hooker was Lightnin Hopkins' Lightning from 1961. So, I mean, these odes are perfect. Love it. And I was seriously thinking, this is a 13th song. This is a record from an hour long. Most often, after 40 minutes of an album, I think it's all right. But he's going for the full 60 minutes. And I'm still on top of it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm starting to enjoy it more and more. Let me get the song I Don't Forget. The first line he's talking about is, there were some folks, no, we were not allowed to swim in the swimming pool. Some folks thought we would make the water black. And the point of the song is about him not forgetting, him having experienced this in his past, which is one of the first songs in which he refers to, well, of course, racism, but also his age and the experiences he's been through. And that combination just lifts this record to another level. Man, what an awesome, awesome song. This is really really good. For me, the best song of the year thus far. Really into it. Loving it. Then we get Trickback and Swamp Poker. Also two great songs, good songs, enjoyable songs. But I don't forget, really stunning. So, Ain't Done with the Blues. Yeah, I understand Buddy Guy ain't done with the blues. And at this moment, this is a serious contender for the top 5 albums of 2025. What a surprise. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!